NTS World's trending international news, latest astrology prediction, latest horoscope. Let's begin. Ketu Effects. Very important facts and secrets you should know about Ketu. December 14, 2021. Astrology, NTS, top world's news. Ketu may cause untimely death. Ketu Effects. Ketu Effects. Ketu is known as a planet for salvation. It acts like Mars. Ketu demonstrates profound power in an individual. Whenever lifted in the graph, one can get salvation and may get himself liberated from the pattern of birth and demise. As Ketu doesn't have the head, he generally starves for culmination and salvation. Despite this multitude of realities, Ketu is viewed as a malefic planet, and an individual needs to endure part of its Mahadasha or Antarsha. Its travel additionally makes it difficult. Its malefic impact consistently ruins the work at 11 hours. Ketu additionally oversees the stomach. An individual having negative Ketu in his horoscope always experiences stomach issues. If Saturn is likewise negative in the outline, locals might meet serious mishaps. When Ketu consolidates with Shani, the accident might happen anywhere, whether on the street or at home. His tone is dark, and he is revered upon the arrival of no moon. Assuming an individual appears in continuous medical conditions or meets regular mishaps, he is running Mahadasha or Antardasha, or Ketu. Appropriate medicinal measures can discredit the impact of Ketu somewhat. The business identified with copper, mercury, project workers, building material, and so on are administered by Ketu. Feline's eye is his pearl, and mantra for Ketu is Om Stream Stream. Strom Sahketve Nama, for extraordinary alleviation. Food made of bajra, pearl millet, should be offered to the poor on Tuesday. Try not to borrow on Tuesday. In Indian astrology, Mars is considered as son of Earth. Dhartiputra. However, he is little in size, close to half when contrasted with Earth. He enormously affects individuals' existences on the planet. Mars addresses squabbles, battles, fretfulness, outrage, and vindictive nature. Mars is known as a malefic or insidious planet. He looks more youthful than his genuine age. He is known for his pitilessness and viciousness. He never saves his adversaries. Mars upgrades sex power in the local and makes him salacious. Such locals partake in the sex most. When the moon is melting away, Mars turns out to be highly incredible. His heading is south, and its temperament is generally barbarous. Mars is heavily influenced by every one of the significant mishaps, quakes, flames, and fiascos. Individuals with solid Mars make them property vendors, specialists, military, and cops. It is accepted that no cash ought to be acquired on Tuesday as it might require a very long time to reimburse that cash or advance. No new material ought to likewise be worn on this day. Cunning moneylenders use cash or credit on this day, so the borrower will not reimburse something very similar inside the proper period. Indeed, any reimbursement of advance ought to be made on Tuesday. To placate Mars, copper ought to be given. Red coral ought to be worn during Mars Mahadasha or Antardasha, on the off chance that Mars is frail in the outline. Legislators and workers for hire should wear this jewel in the wake of performing appropriate puja, however, with an interview of a stargazer. Red coral should never be worn if Mars is negative, leading to particular issues. So meeting with a stargazer is a must. The mantra of Mars is Om Kram Kreem. Kram Sahbhomay Nama. The tranquil climate is wanted for playing out the mantras. Mars likewise plays an extraordinary part in married life. In this way, the situation of Mars ought to be investigated cautiously to make married life fruitful. On the kid's off chance is Manglik. The young lady ought to likewise be Manglik. Indian crystal gazing is explicitly worried on this viewpoint. Please like and subscribe NTS blog.